So on Saturday night, Austin FC went to play against FC Dallas in what was the second Texas Derby this 2022 MLS season. But most importantly, you guys, this was the final of the Copa Tejas, which is basically who is the best team in the state of Texas. And Austin FC needed to do to earn this Copa Tejas was either win or draw against FC Dallas. And that's what happened, you guys. After a frustrating 90-minute match, Austin FC came back from a 1-0 deficit, and yours truly, Diego Fagundes, scored the tying goal and earned Austin FC's first silverware of this 2022 MLS season, the Copa Tejas, and this, you guys, Tejas is verde. But what exactly happened in this match and what went down? Because our lineup looked really strong. We had a strong lineup, and this was probably the best lineup in my own opinion. We saw some changes. Nick Lima over Hector Jimenez. Jimenez suffered a groin injury against Houston Dynamo, which ruled him out for 6 weeks. And Cian Gallagher in the left back spot rather than Kolmanich. It was a good idea, but Nick Lima was my concern because in this game against FC Dallas, he was slow and he didn't make it on time when FC Dallas scored their first goal, in which, he was supposed to man mark, but he looked really slow. In the midfield, we saw Danny Pereira finally gets a start after conceding the red card against Montreal. And we saw him in the 6th and Alex Ring in the 8th, because against Houston Dynamo, Alex Ring was the key player in earning Austin FC's win against Houston Dynamo because he provided creativity when he was in the 8th. In the front three, Ethan Finley got his 4th star of this game, 4th in a row, I would say, because in the last 3 games, he provided 2 assists and 2 goals. Goals against Atlanta United and Colorado Rapids, and assists against, he provided assists in Houston Dynamo and Atlanta United. But overall, this was a strong and great lineup in my own eyes. But when we go to FC Dallas, or when we play FC Dallas in general, Austin FC always have a hard time playing against them because we find the right equation, but we can't get the algorithm right when we go up against FC Dallas, because FC Dallas is our kryptonite. We can beat Houston Dynamo, but FC Dallas has always been a hard-ass team for us. Because every time, do we press back or do we push back? Push up, because in this match, Austin FC did a lot of press back. Our defense got so easily tired that somehow FC Dallas went through them like that, like butter. But our 2 defenses, the dynamic dual defense of both Cascante and Gabrielsen, had a great performance against FC Dallas. Most importantly, Mike Frisco to Gabrielsen. At first, I didn't like him because he had a shitty performance against Portland Timbers, in which earned us our first loss of this season. But after all, he redeemed himself, and this man against FC Dallas, he put Jesus Ferreira in his pocket the entire match. And I would say this, Cascante was lucky because if that own goal of his went through, it would have been worse for Austin FC. But luckily, our savior, Brad Stuver, got that fingertip save. But in general, we were doing our best to score a goal. I was just frustrated, rolling my eyes, and probably just shouting, screaming at TV to our players. But our left winger, yours truly, Diego Fagundes, scored a beautiful goal and earned the tying goal for Austin FC. The substitutions were kind of questionable in my opinion, because I thought Gite was going to start. Gite had a great performance against FC Dallas last month, and we was built like Rick Shithouse and bulldozed the entire defense of FC Dallas like that. But seeing Danny Hosen, no, Hosen doesn't, he was a substitution player, but as a starter, like I told you guys, it's not a good fit for him. But in this game against FC Dallas, he had 2 clear options. One of them could have given us the win, but no, he missed. He wasn't laced up right, and he missed the game-winning goal. But I guess this was a shitty performance for Austin FC. But a tie is a tie. Not any game's going to be pretty. And we've seen this story before. When Austin FC is down by a goal or 2, they somehow pull a comeback and pull like a Tom Brady. When Tom Brady looks down, wins the Super Bowl, and they're losing, they pull a comeback, a miracle, and win the Super Bowl. For Austin FC, this is our 5th or 6th comeback game of the season, and we somehow pull it off, But for now, Austin FC is currently still first place, but LAFC play tonight, which is Sunday, and this is recorded before the match. Because if Austin FC, this was the match I was worried about. Because if Austin FC would have won, we would have been, what, 43 points, but we have 41. And if LAFC wins, it would be 42 points. So it's going to be a 1-point lead, and this is a really interesting season for both teams. But I'm glad Austin FC got the Copa Tejas. And to those FC Dallas players, or, you know, fan base, just take the loss and stop with the saltiness, because if you guys would have won it, it would have been much worse. I would say I would have been salty if we would lost Copa Tejas, but I will take the loss and accept it. But FC Dallas, on the other hand, they call us a Mickey Mouse Cup, and they're salty that we got a draw instead of a win. You know, but that's how it is, you guys. A fan base is a fan base. But yeah, you guys, the name is Vanilla Mexican 17. I hope you understood this reaction to this FC Dallas Austin FC match. I was frustrated, but I'm kind of glad we got the draw. But for the meantime, stay hydrated. I'll be back here with the Austin FC New York Red Bulls preview match, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.